Silk versus Shaft, game number 3, or Shaft versus Silk if you prefer, ladies and gentlemen. Let's start with the side of Shaft. For Shaft, 4 DDs, Ragnar, Daring, Marceau, and a Harugamo. Interesting. Wooster, Moskva, Petro, and then a St. Vincent and a St. Vincent. For the side of Silk, we've got Shima, Gearing, Daring, Venezia, Minnow. Ooh, I love seeing a Minnow chat. Napoli, Wooster, and then St. Vincent, Kremlin. I love seeing Minnows. Minnows are like one of my favorite things to see. Let's take a look at the Minnow and see what he's running build-wise. Okay, so concealment, double concealment expert, top grade and outnumbered. Okay. Now, the other one I want to check here is I want to look in at the Harugamo, because the Harugamo is one I'm not. So we got Legmod Harugamo, concealment, range, BFT, running Captain that gives him extra heal, and the smoke. Interesting. So, as we watch this, looks like Marceau is going to head towards D. Daring is going to head straight into C. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, this is, of course, a 4-cap map. So you've got to send somebody out to contest your home cap and get it ASAP. Now, with that being said, as we look in here, ladies and gentlemen, Ragnar and Petro heading to A for one side, Shima and Venezia for the other. Darings are going to be dueling in the middle at C. And then Marceau heading down to D. We'll see how that goes. But right now, still very early on. And just keeping an eye out on stuff to see what happens. Now, I find this very interesting. Look at this Marceau. He is not going into D, he's going wide. And this is a radar minnow, by the way. I forgot to check that, but it is a radar minnow. So, we'll keep an eye on that and see what happens. Now, this is a very aggressive St. Vincent position as well. This St. Vincent is going to be brutal to dislodge unless you get Torps or Citadel damage, because he's just going to be able to heal so much. Daring coming in. I don't think the Daring's expecting that a St. Vincent might show up here, and Silk has a very, very aggressively positioned St. Vincent. I don't think anybody saw that. Daring spot each other. Advantage early on for Reppy, because he's got the better angle, because he can get more guns off, or should be able to get more guns off, but we'll see. Both of them trading fairly evenly. USA Daddy getting a little bit better end of it until those shots come in. Nope, those shots did not hit. Daring is now kiting out. Now the Daring of Reppy has the ability to get all of his guns on him, but so does USA Daddy. And the shots are coming in, and the trades are happening. This is still just a knife fight between these two. Both of them are trying to heal. Reppy says, you know what, I've taken too much damage. I'm pulling out. He's going to heal up to just about 18,000. Daring of XIV ends up with about 1,000 health more. So a little bit more of an advantage there for the Daring of Silk and health, but the Daring of Shaft comes away with having still has his smoke advantage. Hasn't used a smoke yet. And I love seeing radar or smoke runs like this. Gearing just running smoke. He's running a massive line of smoke. The Wooster and the Napoli are just going to sit in. Napoli does take a torp there, which never feels good, even if it's just one. But Marceau spotted briefly. He's going to run away. Gearing smoke has finally been wrapped up, and the Wooster and Napoli are just going to sit in it and farm as much as possible. Now, both teams have taken their AB cap. Nothing's really happening over there. C, we're seeing the Darings aggress back in. Daring fight, round 2, Electric Boogaloo occurring right now. Daring of Reppy now gets that advantage I just talked about, ladies and gentlemen. So he hadn't used the smoke, so he's able to use the smoke, which means that he's brought that health advantage down to just over 100 on the Daring of Silk. But what that does mean is in this next fight, the Daring of Silk, USA Daddy, will have the advantage because his smoke will be up and the Daring of Reppy will not be. So this is like a fencing, just point and counterpoint going on constantly. Minotaur is using the radar. There's the advantage. Repri has to immediately back up. Fortunately, Minotaur's shots can't get over the island to get him, but he's going to have to run away until that Minotaur smoke is down. Daring spots the other Daring. He's going to open up, try to get some damage on him. Advantage right now to the side of Silk again. No damage taken by Daddy. And he takes a little bit of damage there, down to 15-9, but he's back up by a couple thousand health again. Daring also popping the heal. That'll be his second to last heal. So one Daring pops heal, the other doesn't, so the health lead right now sits at just about 4,000. Now, Harugumo has done the smoke train for the Wooster of Amazing, so he's sitting there. Napoli has been forced out with some big damage onto him, but this is still neck and neck. Only advantage is that B-Cap was taken quicker for the side of Silk, but huge hit in here on the Minnow. He gets slapped, and he's going to heal some of that, but it's not going to be as much as he wants to heal. He'll be up into the about mid-30,000s, maybe about 32,000, 33,000, looks like. Yep, just about 33,000, but still, losing a quarter of your health even after the heal and having to use one of your heals doesn't feel good. And that's what those long-range guns can do. Kremlin now under a lot of focus fire. 75,000. He hasn't used the DCP yet. He's on double fire, trying to get away, but he's already down 40,000 health at this point. And there's the heal coming in. But look at that Wooster and Harugumo, just absolute spam. And even the St. Vincent and the Moskva are getting in on it. Everybody wants a piece of him. And the one thing he doesn't want is that, down goes the DCP. Does a fire come out here? If he gets hit with a fire here, it feels brutal. And he's spotted because he shoots again. So, over here, Wooster and St. Vincent now spotted. Wooster takes a torp and he's down to 28,000. He's healing up, but that doesn't feel good. And the Gearing's able to lay a smoke train because he has it ready. Harugumo just used his, so it is not ready yet. And the Wooster takes another big chunk right there from the Napoli. Wooster down to 17,000. That Harugumo is going to smoke him up as soon as he can. And watch for it right here in a second. D has been capped by the Marceau, though, while all of this was going on. So we see the first cap lead of the game go to, or first cap advantage of the game go to the side of Shaft. But Silk was taking C, had to stop. Wooster down to 4,000 health. This might be the Wooster dead. 1,700. That fire, it depends how long it has left. If it has enough time, he's gone, and I think it does, ladies and gentlemen. Wooster throwing out the radar frantically for the last second shots. And, ladies and gentlemen, the first kill will go to the side of Silk. Shaft, down a ship, down 18,000 health, and down 100 points. Now, the St. Vincent position, I talked about it being nice, but the problem is now you've got a Ragnar and a Petro that are just going to spam over the island onto you. St. Vincent hasn't used a heal yet, but he is not happy. And now the other St. Vincent, Gassando, coming in to hit Daddy. But as we go in here and we look, we see that the Daring of USA has gotten into C safely. St. Vincent still spotted, shells out on him, he takes a little bit of damage. Focus back onto that Kremlin. Kremlin using his third heal, he's down to 2 after this one. 66,000 health, has a DCP ready, but heal's gonna keep him locked to about 65, 66,000. And now they look for the fires on him. Moskva just looking to open up and get fires on him. Wonder what Majestra's running as a build. Let's see what Majestra's running. Is he running the Ledge Mod Moskva? He is running Ledge Mod Moskva. Good. So, as we look at the game state, just under 9 minutes into the game. 1 ship lead for the side of Silk. 40,000 health lead for the side of Silk, but a cap lead for the side of Shaft. And Shaft also is down about 60 points, but that's closing slowly but surely. Daring of Repri has to be very careful. He's spotted. He smokes up. He's hydroing as well. Shots are not out yet from Repri. Daring spotted. Minnow doesn't have radar for a while, so the Daring can really try to open up here. Repri wants to get damage on USA. And USA has to retreat now because he's been spotted. Shells out. He has used his last heal, by the way, so every bit of damage he takes here is an advantage that Repri is gaining. And the fact that USA is now down to 11,000, he's brought it back to there. And remember, the Daring can out heal him means that this fight is now decidedly in the favor of Shaft. Ooh, especially with him at 9,500 now. And Shell's still going in. So let's go wide picture here. Let's take a look at map state. Map state, this Napoli here on the edge is a problem because of his positioning, though he's going to have to retreat out. St. Vincent, Harugumo, Marceau are just focusing down that Kremlin. They want to get that Kremlin down. Kremlin using his second to last heal. He has DCPs ready, but they are just absolutely annihilating him. St. Vincent, though, in a problem spot. He's going to take 2 torps here, and St. Vincent goes down between the shots and the torps. And that's a massive win for the side of Silk. They get rid of that St. Vincent. That puts them up 2 ships to none. Now they just need to try to get the Kremlin out, which is a lot easier when you don't have a St. Vincent shooting him as well. Shell's in on the Kremlin. Kremlin's heal going down. His DCP's been used. Any fires here are going to tick him down. Will they get a fire before he gets out? Shots in. Fire still, no dice, ladies and gentlemen. They want that. They're flinging everything they can at him to get that fire. But just, oh, and they get that fire right there at the end. 16,000 health on the Kremlin, 14,000. Kremlin is dark. He has the DCP in 13 seconds, so he won't die, but he is very close. St. Vincent of Worizon now moving forward into C. Daring's going to see him. He's got the torps out. If the Vincent isn't careful here, he's going to take these. How is he going to line this up? Looks like he is going to be able to dodge all of these. We'll see. He might take one. He will take one, but it's not nearly as much damage as they wanted. DCP used by the St. Vincent. Daring is smoking up so that he can farm him. DCP will be down in a little bit. Now, we haven't talked about this yet, but you can see that this push is slowly happening on B. Petro and Ragnar pushing Venezia and Shima. Ragnar not sitting well in health. Venezia not sitting well in health. Petro not sitting well in health. Shima says, I'm still almost full health. What are you guys talking about? And this Napoli is now pushing up, and they're just penning in this fight right here. They need to kill off this Minnow now, and that not getting any pens feels so brutal. St. Vincent shells out for the Minnow. They miss. Minnow healing up. Moskva puts the shells in, still not getting the damage. Oh, and the St. Vincent, ladies and gentlemen, does go down. The Marceau with the YOLO torps, but he doesn't die for it. And he is going to get the St. Vincent and work onto the Daring. Minnow looking to try to finish the Moskva. Moskva at 8,000, doesn't have a heal for a bit. Minnow still just got that angle just right, and they get the Moskva, ladies and gentlemen. Minnow, though, will die for his play, but he's going to turn it around. Oh, he just misses the Marceau. Marceau is going to die, though, and that is a 4-2 ship lead for the side of Silk. And the Daring of Silk getting away with just 1,800 health feels so bad for the side of Shaft. Shaft's still not out of this, though. Look at the points. It's only an 80-point separation, and these points are nowhere near 1,000 yet. Kremlin becomes the focus target. He's spotted. They're going to try to whittle him down. He's got 2 DCPs left, but every one of these fires he takes and every shell he takes is just lowering his final health. And so he doesn't want to use that DCP until he's going to be dark so that he doesn't get set on fire again, but he's taken a lot of damage for it in the meantime, ladies and gentlemen. Finally uses it, but he gets absolutely murdered. 1,100 health. Will they finish him? The shells are out. Oh, no. They can't know that he's down that, but to have him at 140 health, talk about maxing adrenaline rush on your Kremlin, ladies and gentlemen. And he's just going to run in and hide, and not finishing that kill, I feel like, is going to come back to bite Shaft. So that's 2 ships super low for the side of Silk that Shaft didn't manage to finish off yet. Now, 2-cap lead for the side of Silk as well. C is being taken, so that'll stem the points differential at about 80. 80 to 90. Gearing coming in now. Lovecat gonna push in. Repri does still have hydros and smokes left and a heal. Harugumo spotted. Harugumo trying not to waste his advantage, but he is going to open up on that Wooster. Harugumo opens up on the Wooster. Shells are in. He's turning out, trying to dodge and not take too much. He smokes up, but right now he's still in the radar range by about a half a kilometer, and so he's got to go full speed if he wants to get out of that radar range. He stops shooting so that he can just run away, but the Wooster is chasing him down right now, and so he's not going to be able to get out for a bit. 600 points just hit for the side of Silk. They're going to push into C, but the danger with this is, one, Ragnar's there. 2, there's a St. Vincent coming in. And while the Gearing can dump Torps in that channel, it's not the same as Daring dumping Torps in that channel. So we'll watch and see what happens here. Wooster, Radar, and Hydro about to run out at the same time, which feels rough, but you do have the Gearing there to do some spotting. And the Ragnar is at 13k. He's got 1 heal left. Watch this Napoli on the corner. 5,000 health, 2 heals, but the heals can't heal anything. Here comes the St. Vincent. This is what I talked about with those Torps. He can drop them, but he can't conga line them. Will they do enough damage? We'll see. Looks like the St. Vincent's going to angle as low down as he can. Shells out on the Gearing. They will hit 1. Looks like the St. Vincent is going to take maybe 2 Torps, maybe 1. He does not have any heals left. Or, sorry, pardon me, he does not have any speed boost left. He does have heals left. He'll DCP that, 32,000, getting focused, but he is about to heal up and be in a very strong spot. And with the Wooster now spotted, the St. Vincent is going to be willing to do some absolute work on him. Shells in, and the Wooster immediately down to 15,000. 5 minutes left, ladies and gentlemen. Still just about 100 points separate these teams. Napoli healing up, but he can only heal to 4,700. He's got to run, and he's doing his best to get out of there. Look at the Kremlin. Kremlin is just minding his own business right now, trying to stay as dark as possible. St. Vincent is on a lot of fires. His heal just used. Gets the Wooster back down to 15,000, but Wooster is popping the heal, and St. Vincent's got to hope that double fire doesn't kill him. He's trying to get dark, but the Shimikaze... Oh! And the Shimikaze gets the Ragnar with Torps through that channel, and that is going to almost assuredly secure the victory with the St. Vincent going down for the side of Silk. Man, those Shima Torps out of nowhere just absolutely destroy Shaft's chances. Wooster now pushing into C. Daring trying to get any damage. Daring smoking up. Napoli has been spotted for the time being. They'll try to close that out, but it's a 300-point lead, and it's going to be a 3-cap-to-1 lead here in a second, ladies and gentlemen. Silk has played this beautifully, and there's just, I mean, that Kremlin being at 140 points is just going to feel so bad for Shaft afterwards. Napoli down to 400 points. Napoli is going to go out. Daring trying to live. Daring has no heals left. Shells are out. They miss 3,400. He does not have DCP left. Some secondary hits onto the Daring, but Daring still lives with 2,700. Did Daring just find another kill? Did that Kremlin possibly throw his life away there for 1 shot? He did. Daring gets 2 kills. Still looks very much out of the realm of possibility that this is a win, but never say never. The biggest thing is this Gearing. Daring will have a smoke ready for that Gearing. Wooster radaring. Daring right outside the radar range. And here comes the Petro in on the Wooster. And the Petro comes in. Petro looking for the damage. He's going to try to get 1 shot, but he's given a lot of broadside to it. Will they get the killer? Is the Ram about to come out here? Petro hasn't shot yet. Is the Ram going to occur? Looks like the Ram's just been missed, ladies and gentlemen. And now the Wooster's going to go down. 2 minutes left. That points lead is about 100. If the Petro gets that gun around and just murders the Wooster, this will become very interesting. He murdered... Okay, so Wooster goes down. Shima's going to A. Points lead still gaining. Daring spotted briefly. Daring is out of his smoke. Daring's going to go down, and they're not going to be able to get him. They do spot the Daring of USA Daddy briefly, but I don't think anybody has the shots onto him, which is a shame, because 1,300 health. But yeah, that loss, ladies and gentlemen, valiant effort and valiant attempt to come back, but with a minute left... Unless they get a miracle kill on one of those DDs, which I very much doubt, or actually would have to be 2 DDs, especially with the Shima going into A. This game is unfortunately over for the side of Shaft. So, we look in, we see it, 45 seconds left, ladies and gentlemen. Harugumo pushing in, knows it's the last gasp effort. Petro is nowhere in a position to do anything. So, ladies and gentlemen, Silk is going to take this match 2-1 and move on to uppers. What an absolute game. Man, these games today on EU have not disappointed me, ladies and gentlemen. Harugamo spotted, he's going to open up and spam onto the gearing. Love Cat is at 11,000, but the Harugamo will go down there, ladies and gentlemen. Icing on the cake, and with 13 seconds left, this will assure that the game goes to the side of Silk. Your winners, ladies and gentlemen, and moving on to the next round, will be Silk taking the series 2-1. GG, well played to both teams.